Sunny ways, my friends. Sunny ways.
Your 16 seconds are up. I'm going to ask you again because nobody believes you when you say you don't know how much money your family has got from the wheat group. You've had a month to look into that. You knew you were going to testify here. Again, how much money total have your brother, mother, and spouse received from this organization? How much?
That information has been publicly shared, but I will highlight.
Well, then tell me what it is.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
We have recently switched to drinking water bottles out of water out of when we have water bottles out of plastic. Away from plastic towards paper, like drink box water bottles, sort of thing. Sorry.
The servicing costs on the debt that you're going to have to carry that you're adding to now, right?
Interest rates are at historic lows, Glenn.
Where's the funds?
On the topic, I mean, in terms of your sort of strategy currently, you're obviously taking the populist pathway.
What does that mean?
A lot of people would say that you're simply taking a page out of the Donald Trump book.
Like which people would say that?
Well, I'm sure a great many Canadians, but...
Like who?
I don't know who, but...
Well, you're the one who asked the question, so
yeah.
You must know somebody.
Yeah, that's all that's coming off. There's nothing else coming off, yeah. I'm not Justin Trudeau here.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Fringe. Welcome to Friday Night Fringe here on the stream. Boy, the chat is full tonight. I think everybody's here to see my funeral as we jump into the one chip challenge here on the stream. The Jolo chip last chip challenge. Now, I've been told this is worse than the Packy brand one chip challenge. So we're going to see later on in the stream just how bad it is. Now, if you watched our videos earlier today, if it wasn't suppressed out of your way by YouTube, you'll notice that I'd mentioned our sponsor on the channel, Funnable Friends. Funnable Friends, of course, putting forward $100 towards charity into helping their animals on top of their usual amounts if I can finish the chip. So now the pressure's on. It's in the name of charity. So here we go, ladies and gents. Let's get on with the stream. Now, let's start off with our usual roll call, shall we? Let me know where you're watching from. Tell me if you're new here. I want to know if we have new viewers. I recognize a lot of familiar faces in the chat. Let's see if we can get a few people from every province in the country. Just a warning, folks, we're already sitting at 150 people in the chat. So let's be cool if I can't get to everybody, because we do have to get on with the stream. And I'll get to as many as I can. But if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button, hit the like, leave a comment in the chat. It tells people that, hey, people are watching this and it's interesting. And boy, we're going to get into the YouTube suppression because they've been hammering down on this channel this week. It's been insane. Let's jump in. We got Kevin coming in from Barrie, Ontario. We've got Frank coming in from Elliott Lake. Welcome into the stream. We've got Tammy coming in from Nova Scotia countryside. Welcome into the stream. Good old friend of the channel, Derek Macbeth, coming in from good old Calgary. Welcome into the stream, Derek. Good to see you again. We have Political Foolishness coming in from Eastern Canada. Good old Tammy jumping in once again from Elliott Lake, Ontario. Great to see you guys. Welcome in. Master Snatch saying it's going to be a spicy meatball. Welcome into the stream, Snatch. It's great to see you. I've got New Mike coming in, new in the chat from New Brunswick. Welcome into the stream. Great to see some new folks in here. Fresh fish, ladies and gentlemen, but welcome into the stream. Norm Nicholson coming in from Victoria. Welcome into the stream. I don't know if you guys missed our video again earlier in the week talking about Victoria. Of course, Christia Freeland saying that there's now affordable housing in Victoria. You can live in a 300 square foot shitbox for roughly $350,000 now. Apparently that's affordable housing. I don't know, Norm, maybe you can let me know if that's the average asking price in Victoria. I don't know much about Victoria. Glenn coming in from Eastern Saskatchewan. Welcome into the stream. We got Arthur coming in from good old Black Diamond. I love Black Diamond. It's an amazing town. Often drive through there with the wife. It's a great place. Blackface Son of Castro coming in from Windsor, Nova Scotia. Welcome into the stream. Great to see you again. Did That Hurt coming in from Winnipeg. Ideally, again, we missed last Friday's stream because I was in Winnipeg. I'm going to get into a little bit of that. And man, it's such a town. I love Winnipeg. It's always going to be home. But we got Linda coming in, or Lisa, sorry, coming in from BC. My apologies. We've got Tammy coming in Perth, Ontario. No snow left here. It must be that global boiling. We've got Charlene Harper coming in from Cochrane, Alberta. Good old Cochrane. Love that town. Gorgeous place to live. We got Ontario coming in with Allison. Welcome into the stream. We've got Dorothy coming in from Bowmanville, Ontario. There we go. We've got Xylo coming in from Manitoba. You wouldn't want to be from Manitoba, would you? That's just not diverse enough. But welcome in, Xylo. It's great to see you back in the stream. We've got David Brewer coming in, province of Springfield, Missouri. Good old America joining us here on the stream, making America great again. Welcome into the stream, David. Great to see you. We got Costa coming in from Ottawa, Ontario. Welcome into the stream. We've got who else have we got here? I'm trying to skip down, guys. I'm trying to get caught up in the chat. I apologize. Daria coming in from Kamloops, BC. We've got Clayton coming in from Okanagan. We've got Greg Archer coming in from Coburg. I believe it's Coburg, Ontario. Welcome into the stream. JCP, not new here, enjoying your content. Thank you so much. Welcome into the stream. Great to see you here. We've got, of course, Master Snatch joining us from good old Ottawa. Always great to see you, Snatch. Welcome into the stream. We've got Daisy watching from Montreal. Honest content, your head is triggering the libtard trolls. Hey, we got to get our licks in while we can. That's okay, though. Let's continue. In fact, when I talk a little bit about YouTube suppression, I wonder if this hat has a little bit to do with it. We're going to see. Ange coming in. Hey, Derek, we matched tonight. Loving the new hoodie. Sending love from Huntsville, Ontario. Ange, I'm not sure if your husband was the one who posted his new hoodie that's the same as this on Twitter today, but I'm really glad to hear you guys are enjoying that. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Boy, let's go. James Lucas, is he doing the new chip or the old one? So the only one I could get my hands on was this one called Jolo Chip, the last chip challenge. The people at the store that I got it from, it's usually where I got the last, not usually, it is where I got the last one chip challenge from. They told me this is worse than the Packy brand one chip challenge, and we're going to get into that later in the stream. God, we got Nico coming in from Camrose. We've got Mike TV jumping in. We've got good old CB jumping into the chat as well. Good to see you guys. Oh, as always, holy crap, the chat is filling up, ladies and gentlemen. Trudeau's Akami coming in from Calgary. We got Sandy coming in from Sylvan Lake. Again, guys, I apologize if I'm missing anybody who's shouted out in the chat. We've got Tammy coming in from Gimli, Manitoba. Welcome into the stream. We've got Troy coming in from Calgary. We've got Chris. Come on, man. Al fucking Berta. Yep, Al freaking Berta, baby. Berta. We've got, let's see. That's real hair, right? No, this is fake. This is supposed to be, there it is. I can even style it. This is Donald Trump hair. Believe me, it's great. Fabulous. Only the best hair. My Trump is off. But no, it's a fake hair, fake wig sewn into the hat to look like Donald Trump's. A lot of people ask if that's real hair. It's not. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have to skip ahead. I got to get caught up in the chat. We got to get on with the stream. We're already 10 minutes in, but God, it's so great to see you in the chat. So people keep saying the pleb's in jail. I don't know anything about the pleb being in jail, so I'm not going to comment on that. If he is in jail, it wouldn't surprise me. But I mean, he's been on Twitter, I think, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. Not really worried about it. Number one, Dad, eat the chip. I'm going to eat the chip. Here's the deal with the one chip challenge. It's going to have to wait until the end of the stream. And the reason for that is because should I fail this challenge or should I have to shut the stream down, I don't want to start a Friday night live stream by eating the chip and then being disabled for the rest of the night. So everybody keep your panties on. We're going to get to it. I promise it's going to be great. But stick around for the show. Oh, the pleb's in YouTube jail. Okay, well, whichever it is, Not sure what's happening. I thought he was just on vacation enjoying his time off. And part of what I wanted to get into tonight is YouTube. And the reason I think the pleb hasn't been uploading. Recently, it's come to my attention, and I'll probably put out a video about this over the weekend, because it seems that when it comes to YouTube, YouTube is a fickle beast. It is one that you can't really, you have to watch what you say. Now, anybody who's watched this channel, anybody who's watched any of my content really has known that anytime we're talking about things like jabs or the bad guys from WW2, we have to censor what we say. Now, these are all part of YouTube's terms of services, and I usually try to run my content in a responsible manner so that I don't have to face any kind of strikes or pushbacks from YouTube. Well, this week, especially in the last about 9 days, I've seen a shift in YouTube, and not just for my channel. Most political commentators have seen a massive, massive decrease in views. Now, what I've noticed, again, maybe it's just the paranoia of, from playing arcade games, especially the retro arcade games, and looking at patterns to understand how those things work. I often watch a lot of analytics when videos drop on YouTube. And one thing I've noticed is that a video that would typically take off for this channel, where it would reach about 10,000 views in an hour, let's say, starts out real strong in those analytic marks, and then all of a sudden it can't cross a certain line in terms of the views per minute. YouTube, it seems, is immediately shutting down any video from taking off. Now, larger channels that have a bigger following than this channel must have a larger threshold, but they've taken a significant hit on their views as well. And it seems to me that there's some form of mass shadow banning / censorship going on YouTube. I don't know if it's because of the Trudeau's government online harms bill that they're trying to push, that maybe some money is coming the way to YouTube to influence that kind of behavior. And again, this is speculation. I don't want to accuse YouTube of anything, but it just seems a little funny to me that this channel was on such an uptick, as well as other political channels on the platform. And now, when I report on a video that's huge, something that's big or just happened, something that would usually take off, seems to do very well within about the first 20 minutes, and then it drops off the map. And it seems like people are unsubscribed from the channel. I've had multiple people tell me that they've had to resubscribe on the channel multiple times a week. Sometimes that I've seen views being removed from videos. And again, a lot of people say, well, that's bots. That's YouTube monitoring bots. Whatever the case being, it's alarming, because, like it or not, when people talk, well, go to Rumble. Well, this is a channel that's roughly sitting at 30,000 subscribers. You can't just shut down and go to another channel. Part of the thing about YouTube, and whether people like it or not, it's a bit of a business once you get to this level of running a channel. As a stay-at-home father, I hate to say it, YouTube is one of my main sources of income. And I've always said on this channel that I don't push people to super chat. I don't e-beg, because YouTube pays me for the views that I put out. So people shouldn't have to pay me to make content, because YouTube is a multi-billion-dollar corporation paying me to put content on their platform. There are ways to diversify. There's sponsors. I've had commenters in the sections of videos saying, stop shilling for sponsors, it's annoying. That's how things have to work, unfortunately, that when YouTube cuts down your ability to get out and have people see your videos, you have to find some way to supplement the income that usually comes in from a successful video. It's very alarming. It's alarming to see this with YouTube. It's sad to see this with YouTube. And I certainly hope that I'm wrong. I hope that this is maybe just some kind of hiccup with YouTube, but I don't typically watch other channels. I don't watch other political channels. And I've stated multiple times that the reason I don't watch those channels is because I don't ever want to feel like I'm being inspired by or stealing content or ideas from those channels in order to report on my own videos. I talk about things on this channel that I find interesting and that I think you guys are going to enjoy. So again, I try to limit my outside influence, but when I look at views, when I look at what other channels are pumping out versus what they used to do, especially in the last few weeks, it just seems odd to me that everyone's numbers have taken a hit. So this is kind of my plea to everybody. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, make sure to subscribe. And if you don't see anything on your timelines, check back on the channel often. I usually try to upload 6 to 7 days a week. Sometimes I'll take a day off here and there, especially if there's nothing really to talk about. But at the very minimum, I upload Monday to Friday and make sure that there's always something for you guys to watch here on the channel. And again, every like, every comment on those videos, if you're enjoying the video, we're not allowed to tell you that you have to, but if you're enjoying the video, every like, every comment helps put us out there. It helps push past those YouTube suppressions. But it seems to me that there's a line that they just will not allow videos to cross on my channel anymore. And I've looked at multiple videos this week. None of them have crossed a certain threshold where a few weeks ago they would easily cross that threshold. So again, suppression is out in full force. This is the dangers of Justin Trudeau's Online Harms Act. And this is what made me want to talk about this. I'm certainly not coming in here to whine about money. It's not about money. This isn't about views. It's about what I'm noticing in the change of things. A lot of people get their information now from places like Rumble, YouTube, locals, wherever they go to get their information. But a lot of people don't trust mainstream media anymore. Now, you've seen Justin Trudeau's bills that prevent independent news sources from being found in search engine results. You've seen them being suppressed. When he talks about the Online Harms Act and arresting people in their homes, limiting what they can do on social media, similar to what happened with Tamara Leach when she was thrown in jail. Well, this is the future for YouTubers, apparently, that if you speak badly about the prime minister, you're going to lose your ability to put out content. You're going to lose your ability to entertain people. Now, a lot of what I do here on the channel, again, it's a form of entertainment. It's a form of keeping you guys informed as to the ongoings of our country. But at the same time, you know, I sometimes put memes in videos. I put jokes in there. I like people to be able to have a laugh. And I've certainly noticed from time to time, especially over the last week, there are a lot of bots in the comment section. There's a lot of liberal bots in there defending Justin Trudeau, saying that I'm a bad person and this is terrible. You can tell the bots from regular viewers. It's very easy to spot them. But I just find it so alarming in terms of free speech, in terms of the ability to run a business. Because essentially, like I said, YouTube is a form of a business. And if the government is going to tell you, well, we don't like what you're saying, so we're going to shut you down, well, they're preventing you the ability to work for a living. And I'm not talking specifically about this channel. I'm talking about channels that are separate entities of their news outlets like the Western Standard, True North, the Counter Signal, Rebel News. If they're censored on their content online, that would take a large chunk out of their revenue streams and again, force people to go to other platforms. I've often said when it comes to YouTube, the biggest problem when taking on these levels of censorship from government entities or third parties is that when those people are out of office, when the show ends, people aren't going to forget. And you've got people right now saying, hey, everybody go to Rumble. It's just not there yet. I hate to say it, but with Rumble, it's just not there yet. It's not a platform worth moving over to. You can't get the same exposure that you get. And again, this channel's almost built up to 30,000 subscribers. It's just not feasible to move over there on their current metrics. Jim coming in with a $2 super chat. Why not uploading both on YouTube and Rumble? Well, the problem there, Jim, is that I tried it for a little while, and to be completely honest, there was nothing coming in on Rumble. There was nothing in terms of views, like there was less than 100 per video. It just didn't seem like it was worth the time again, even though I tried it for a short period when I first got into YouTube. Videos that were doing 4,000 views here on the channel would get maybe 75 to 150 on Rumble. It just wasn't worth it. And I've heard that Rumble could be changing in the future. They might be seeing some dark times ahead in terms of how things are working. And what is it? Snatch says here, Rumble only works if you have a deal. Joe's right. And I'm assuming Joe Lyman chimed in. Good old Joe. To grow on Rumble, you must be promoted by the owners. So yeah, exactly. So if you're a guy like Viva Fry, for example, who has an exclusive deal with Rumble, it's very simple to move over there because you're getting your Rumble rants, you're getting paid by Rumble. There's very little risk and high reward. But when you're a content creator like myself, again, even at 30,000 subscribers, there's just no success on the platform. Um, Part of the reason that you'll notice over the last few months, content has changed on this channel in terms of one video a day or a couple videos a week to multiple videos a day. And the reason for that is that while getting paid by YouTube, and people say, wow, it's a grift. Oh, you're just in it for the clicks and the money. No. But when you're getting paid to do videos, you have invested time in the platform. You have the motivation to say, if I put out more content, I'm going to reap the rewards from YouTube. So it's worth my while to try and be on top of things, to feed my passion, um, and to keep the lights on, to buy new equipment, to um, pay my taxes. Like the reason people continue to make content on the platform, I hate to say it, as much as people dislike it, it starts to give you a little bit of freedom when you want to run a media company and you have and when I say a media company, I'm not talking like Rebel. I'm talking like media in terms of, again, purchasing your own equipment, buying your lighting, buying your backdrops, buying desks, equipment, anything you need, sound mixers, you name it. It helps when you start to grow if you have a passion for making videos. The problem when you move over to Rumble is you may still get the views, but you're not getting the reward incentive. Therefore, your passion might die out and you'll start asking yourself, what's the point? Um, Nobody can work for free, and that's the one thing I always say whenever people say to me, well, you're in the book business for the money, you're in the YouTube business for the money. Money is a good motivator because I kind of like the idea of not starving to death, but at the same time I do it because I have a passion for it, and I have a passion for getting the truth out there, and the money just gives me the ability to do more of it, if that makes sense to everybody. um Anytime somebody wants to say, well, it's a grift, I always say to them, go to your job and work for free and tell me that you're okay with that. And people will always say, well, I'm a mechanic, or I'm a bus driver, or I'm whatever. I can't go to work and work for free. So does that make you a grifter, or how does that work? That word gets tossed around so easily these days. And I'll be honest, when I'm talking about money from YouTube, I'm not talking thousands of dollars. I'm talking like a part-time job in terms of what gets paid out. But those little bits of money, again, when you need to buy a $300 microphone, when you need to buy better lighting, when you got to buy a new computer in order to render videos faster. I mean, those things all add up. And again, I've never certainly put the pressure on my community. I've never done anything like a Patreon. I've never done anything to push people for money, especially in this day and age when people are struggling. I look at YouTube as a $1 billion company and say, yeah, they can pay me. I don't mind them paying me because I'm putting in the hours. I'm putting in the work. It just sucks that um, you do all this work on videos and Justin Trudeau shows up and says, hey, shut that down because we don't like people talking bad about me. And suddenly your views are cut in half. I've probably lost about $700-800 this week alone just in YouTube revenue because of this censorship. Um, Now, that's not to make anybody feel bad. It just blows my mind that YouTube is jumping on board with that. We saw that during US elections when Joe Biden ran with Trump. Again, we talk about tomfoolery going on during those elections with Dominion voting and everything else. But it became very apparent when Mark Zuckerberg was brought to Congress and fully admitted while testifying in Congress that Facebook, Instagram, as well as other online platforms were approached and paid by the Democratic Party to suppress news stories, to label accurate news stories as false information, to delete posts or ban people for promoting Donald Trump. When you're doing that, you're basically admitting to limiting people's free speech or freedom of the press. You're limiting people's ability to get accurate information. Now, I've had screw ups on this channel. I've admitted those screw ups in the past, and we'll probably see more in the future. I'm not going to lie. Everybody's human, everybody makes mistakes. But when you don't allow people to access factual news, or at least as factual as possible, people are misinformed and they can be misled, and that's deception. When at the end of the day, it's a huge problem. It's a huge problem. Um, let me get caught up in the chat because I haven't been looking at the chat throughout throughout my rant here. I apologize. I I have really bad ADD, and I find that if I start to look at the chat while I'm talking, I get thrown off a topic. Um, let me get caught up here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm subscribed because I believe JT will rule us into the 2030s. He's planning something. They're on a Mort climate crusade. So if you look at Alex Jones recently, he talked about martial law coming to the United States. And again, I was on a podcast, like a video podcast at the end of the year with a good friend of the channel, Shadow Davis, just before the new year. And a source from ABC News had said that they were warned via the World Economic Forum that we are going to see a 9/11 scale event this year that's going to be worse, that is going to ultimately give government more control. And I don't know what to make of that. Again, this is where I've always said when people read tarot cards or say, I'm going to tell you your future, that's deductive reasoning. And it's very easy for people to find facts about you by using deductive reasoning. So by ABC News coming out and saying, oh, a 9/11 style event is going to happen next year. Well, how many years have we gone through an entire 365 days or a full circuit around the sun without something drastic happening in the world? So essentially, something bad could happen in the next year, and ABC News could turn around and say, oh, that was it, even though it'll just be a nothing burger. And when I say nothing burger, I mean in terms of what they were originally discussing of a new world order or this WEF sneaking up. But I do agree, Justin Trudeau, again, for a guy who's as low in the polls as he is, he seems pretty confident about going into another election. Country Sign saying, I did just have to subscribe again. Well, there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, again, hit the thumbs up if you haven't yet. It really, really helps us in the algorithm. And again, subscribe if you haven't. YouTube's unsubscribing everybody. And again, it helps out the channel when we have backing of our community, again, to get the videos out to you guys. They all interfered in the 2020 US election. Trudy will do the same here. Again, it'll be interesting to see, again, with Pierre having such a lead in the polls and such favoritism amongst Eastern provinces that typically vote Liberal, it's going to be really hard for them to scam an election without being audited. It's going to be interesting. I'm not going to rule it out. I'm just going to say that it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Snatch jumping in. I think Derek has one of the best communities at this point. It's growing and getting stronger. I couldn't agree more. Part of the reason I even did a makeup stream on Sunday, like 2 hours after getting off an airplane, I love this community. I love doing videos for you guys. I love the interaction that goes on in this channel. And that's part of the reason I'm doing this chip challenge tonight, because we're all in this together, and people said they wanted it. Some said don't. I even had a guy yell at me today, not yell at me, I shouldn't say it like that. A guy strike off in the comments saying, I was so close to subscribing until you mentioned in your video today that you'd talk to your doctor about the one chip challenge. You're weak. To which I replied, look, I was there getting a prescription refilled and we were just shooting the shit. And I asked him, are there any risks I should worry about with this chip? Because people seem to have concerns. My doctor simply laughed and says, no, you're probably going to feel like garbage. But I mean, I asked just because we were wasting time. If there's one thing, people don't trust their doctors, and that's okay. You have a reason to not trust your doctors when it comes to the events of the last few years. But one thing I like about my doctor, he's been my family doctor for over 20 years. He's actually leaving medical practice in September, which really puts a strain on our family because we can't find a replacement. But he's leaving because he hates the medical system, and he despises the rules of the government and the way the medical system works. In fact, during certain measures that happened in the world, he actually told me that I should not consider options that other doctors were maybe talking to people about. And he's, anytime I've gone to him with a problem, he's always helped me out. He's always given me what I need in terms of prescriptions within reason, but he's been a fantastic doctor. And the fact that he's rational about things and that he's critical about his thinking. He's one of the good ones, and I don't have issues with him. But I can understand why some people don't trust their doctors. But Rocco's saying, you guys aren't paid by the Conservatives? No, we're not paid by the Conservatives. I'm an Albertan, and I typically support Conservative platforms because I've grown up in a province that, for the most part, is conservative. So I would say if somebody asked me my political stance, I am more libertarian than anything. But people like Danielle Smith seem to fall into that group, even though they're under the Conservative Party, I find. So no, we're not paid by the Conservatives. People who say they're paid by Justin Trudeau, I don't understand that, because that in itself just outs them. I know parties like the Liberals wouldn't be happy if people were talking about those things, but I can tell you, hand to God, I do not get a single dime from the Conservatives. I hope Derek laid off the spicy foods today. Tomorrow's going to burn either way. Yeah, it is. But hey, I don't mind a little bit of suffering for your guys' entertainment. I'm here to have a good time, just like you guys. You should weigh yourself before you eat the chips. See how much you sweat out. That's a good idea. I didn't think of that. Maybe I should have done that. But hey, we're here. We're here already. It's happening. Let's go. I'm gonna get caught up here in the chat. Sorry, things got away while I was ramping up there. Do you think Freeland looks like Eddie Munster's ugly sister? I think Freeland looks like she has a problem. I couldn't get over her insane rant in Victoria this week. Again, if you haven't seen the video, folks, boy, that one got pushed down. It was almost stomped on. Go check it out if you haven't yet. Chrystia Freeland talking about the housing in Victoria that's available. If you guys haven't seen the video, let's go over some of it. Let me open up a tab here and let's go over some of it, because I was so blown away by what she considered to be affordable housing. Oh, whoops, I accidentally opened my video editing program. Hold on, folks. Let's open up good old Twitter. I should have had this kind of stuff set up from the get-go, shouldn't I? See, this just shows how organized I am, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a bit of a mess. I apologize. But let's... Where is it? Why is it not? I thought I had it saved in my bookmarks. Apparently I don't. Okay. So we're not going to be able to bring up what was in Twitter. I thought I saved the floor plans and whatnot from my video. I guess I didn't. But Chrystia Freeland essentially was showing studio apartments and up to 2-bedroom condominium style apartments that were going, and it just said what was running per month. Now, one thing that was mentioned in that video was it said the cost was starting at this level, and then it would say $3,600 a month plus. Now, I said the plus could be for upgrades, that when you buy a place, sometimes you're given the rights to upgrades. If you want granite, if you want pot lights, if you want things like that. A lot of people saying plus meant plus utilities. And again, I apologize. The only house I've ever purchased is the one that I'm currently living in, and it was a pre-lived-in home. I've never done the brand new home buyouts. So apologize if that's what was meant in those documents. However, what they showed in that video was a 300 and some odd square foot studio apartment, as they called it, which was essentially a bedroom with a bathroom and a balcony. And it was going to start at, I believe it was $1,800 a month, which is around $350,000 by today's interest rates. So you're going to live in a square room, probably about the size of what you see behind me, for $300,000, $350,000. The next level up was somewhere around $2,200 a month, and that was a single bedroom. And again, ramping up to just over the $400,000 a month mark, for slightly larger square footage, but not by much. Again, it was just adding some extra storage space. And then, of course, the 2-bedroom apartment running at, I believe it was 600 or some odd square feet. 6 or 800. It was 800 and something square feet for the 2-bedroom, but it was running roughly $500,000 in order to live in there because it was over $3,600 a month. It was insane. And Christian Freeland saying how lucky everybody is to live here in beautiful Victoria. Now, again, as I said in that video, I don't doubt that Victoria is absolutely gorgeous. I've never been there, I've been told, but I did go to the west coast of Vancouver last year and found it absolutely stunning. So I'd love to live in Victoria, but if you're telling me that that's affordable housing, that the most I can afford is a 2-bedroom condominium at $500,000, count me out. She's nuts. Louise King, $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I really dislike Freeland. Every time she speaks, it's like she's fallen out of the stupid tree and hit every branch on the way down. She's hit something. I find it funny whenever she's talking about affordability by eating cereal, by canceling your Disney Plus, when she's billing taxpayers $6,000 a month in expenses. She's billing taxpayers more every month for her expenses to get a personal trainer and go to the gym and get spa treatment than people pay for a 2-bedroom apartment in Victoria. Think about that. Think about that for a minute. She charges more to the taxpayers every month than a person pays on a mortgage for a 2-bedroom condominium style apartment in Victoria. That's disgusting. What is it we say on this channel? That's unacceptable. Somebody asking in the chat, where's your wife? My wife's never on stream. Why would my wife be here? I don't think I've ever had my wife on stream. That's kind of a weird one. Tammy jumping in. Freeland cuckoos her head like she has a cockatoo. She is cooking for Cocoa Puffs. It's unreal. What we saw this week with Justin Trudeau, however, if you missed today's video, go and check it out. Let's pull up Trudeau and his weird image that was leaked online. That went viral. It was all over Twitter. It was huge on Twitter. Oh, hold on. Let's share the screen. If you look at Trudeau in this picture, a lot of people were saying in the video, he's stoned, he's high on coke, he's a number of things. Now, this picture, if you guys remember the infamous Joe Rogan zombie video where CNN had to print a retraction because Joe Rogan claimed he had the coof and they wanted to make him look like he was dying. It's similar to this. Now, I enjoy watching Justin Trudeau suffer. I enjoy watching Justin Trudeau get mocked or heckled or punched down on, because he certainly has taken his turns to punch down on Canadians. But, of course, Justin Trudeau here looking like his eyes are glazed. His face is puffed out. Good old Joe Lyman. I showed a GIF in the video showing that this was doctored, that it was changed on purpose. Of course, we saw Justin Trudeau's actual video footage. He's not looking like this, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, I even said in the video that I wouldn't be surprised if the Liberal Party of Canada are the ones who put this photo out, this doctored video, because they want everybody to share it online. They want everybody to say, look how stoned he is, look how this and that, because this is deep fake. Now, the reason they would want to do that is because it does nothing more than support their claims for an online harms bill by saying, hey, look at what happened to Justin Trudeau. This wasn't him, and this happened, and people were saying that he's stoned, he's this, he's that. It defames his character. Not that you could defame it any more than it currently is, but but they'd say, oh, we gotta fix this because this is misinformation, and it happens all the time. Happens all the time. Chuck asking, oh, I always go to click on something and another chat comes in. Have you seen the video of him stumbling? Yeah, we covered that. I believe it was last week on the channel. We covered him stumbling around. And then one thing we did cover this week that I wanted to talk about in the channel as well was the UK banning puberty blockers, because this was a big one. The UK came out with puberty block bans and had said that they were going to do the same as Alberta. Essentially, they were going to opt out of children using puberty blockers because they had studies, or there weren't enough studies to show that it's safe. If anybody wants to know the extent of what the UK is doing, essentially just look at what happened in Alberta. But what I found funny about that one was that videos were getting online and some people were missing the information there. As I showed in the video, Clyde Do Something put out a video talking about the ban in the UK, and stated in that video there really hasn't been any movement in Canada. And he was asking the question, should Canada blame puberty blockers? Now, I'm not going to sit here and take digs at Clyde, but what I am going to say is that the problem with that statement, and I've heard a lot of people asking that question, why isn't the federal government banning puberty blockers? Why isn't Pierre Poilievre going to do it if he takes office? The reason for that, and the reason that the USA can't ban puberty blockers, as stated in that video, is because this is a provincial matter in Canada. Provinces decide those kinds of restrictions, not the federal government. Pierre Poilievre, if you've watched his past press conferences, has chimed in to say he'll give his opinion, but that he has no jurisdiction on it. He can simply talk about his approach. He could talk about what he believes is best. And of course, Pierre Poilievre has stated that he sides with Alberta, that he doesn't agree that these things are meant for children, and that he doesn't agree with those procedures. But again, he has no influence over it. He has no jurisdiction when it comes to banning those things. Where the facts were wrong is again, and it shocked me with Clyde because he covered Danielle Smith banning puberty blockers in Alberta. Could have just been a slip of the mind. I don't know, but I wanted to make sure we pointed out in that video that Alberta, in fact, has blocked puberty blockers. We've seen other provinces discussing banning puberty blockers out east. So I do think over time we're going to see more provinces push back. It seems that once a province jumps on board and once it becomes relevant to other provinces, that they're not going to back down and that they're not being harmed by coming out and saying these things. The provinces that are a little more scared to speak up start growing a bit of a backbone and they'll start pushing back. I'm willing to bet we'll see Saskatchewan next, to be completely honest. If I was to place any province of banning this kind of treatment, I think that Saskatchewan would be next in line. But when it comes to this stuff, when it comes to the radical changes of children, when it comes to forcing these ideologies on children, I don't agree with it. You guys know where I stand on this channel. And I think they should be banned outright. You should have to be an adult, just like buying alcohol, buying cigarettes, going to a bar, even drag time story hour. I've often said that, hey, if they want to dress in drag, if they want to read books, if they want to dance, do whatever, that's fine. Make it an adult show, adults only. People who say, I want to educate my children and take them to these events, I don't understand it, because that's like taking my kids to a strip club. Like, I'm not allowed to do that. I'm not allowed, even if it were a burlesque show, I'm not allowed to take my kids in there. There are laws. And this is one place where people talk about rights and they say, well, I want trans rights, gay rights. You do have rights. And that's one thing that's often missed. You have rights. You have the same rights as everybody else in the country. You don't get special privileges simply because you're different. And that's what I think we're all starting to forget as Canadians, is that we keep bowing down to this ideology that it's okay to say, oh, we don't want to offend anybody. We don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. What we have to start looking at is, well, if you're saying you have no rights, you possess the same rights as everybody else. You're allowed to vote. You're allowed to have shelter and clothing and a job, and you're employable. You're allowed to vote. You're allowed to buy alcohol at 18, or depending on which province you live in, you're allowed to drive when you're 16. You know what I mean? Everything's the same. Nobody has taken anything away from these communities, yet they demand more, simply because of sexual preferences. And that's where I have the problem with it, is that I really don't care what you do in your bedroom. I don't care what you do in the four walls of your home. It doesn't give you a special pass to have special privileges around the world simply because when you talk about people who are disabled, such as like quadriplegics, for example, yeah, give them handicap parking spots, give them a little bit extra because they struggle, and things that are actually going to help and benefit them. By telling drag queens that, hey, it's okay, you can read to children and dance in front of them and shake your moneymakers in front of kids and have them tucking money in your G strings. No, that's nothing that benefits them any more than spreading a message. And a lot of people were saying in my comment section on that video, nobody heard about any of this until it suddenly ramped up over the last few years. This big ramp up of surgeries, of medications people were taking and blockers. And why would that be? Well, you follow the money, ladies and gentlemen. And when you follow the money, it's pharmaceutical companies. Pharmaceutical companies stand to make a killer profit when it comes to puberty blockers, when it comes to hormone therapy, because it isn't something that's a one and done. It's not like a vasectomy where you go in, you get it done, and it's over. This is ongoing therapy and ongoing treatment, and those drugs very expensive. So they stand to make a lot of money. Now, government government representatives who invest their stocks in pharmaceutical companies would also stand to gain a huge benefit by pushing these ideologies, by pushing the rights for people to do these things to their kids because they're your kids. They don't care about your kids. They don't care what happens in your house. Again, I was blocked by former CTV host Marcy Ian, who is now a Liberal MP on Twitter, by when she stated after Danielle Smith put forward her her new rules or her new legislation for Alberta in the fall with trans kids, Marcy Ian puts out a tweet saying, Justin Trudeau and I were consoling trans kids until the wee hours of the morning. Whose kids were you consoling? Whose parents were letting you and Justin Trudeau near their children in the middle of the night? First off, I wouldn't do that. But the first question I had for Marcy Ian, she has two young children who are both probably under about the age of 13 by the looks of it. I asked her, am I to expect that you're going to give puberty blockers to your children, Marcy? And of course, instantly blocked because, well, they don't want to do it to their kids. They want to do it to your kids. They don't mind affecting your children because it's not their concern. Their concern are their investments, their bottom line, their bottom dollar. And people have said it numerous times. Justin Trudeau is trying to get every cent he can until his time is up. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Of course, we've seen a lot of things come out this week with Arrive scam. I've seen. Let me see what I was forwarded. A friend of mine who sends me news stories through Facebook had sent me a good one that I was going to get a video together on. ArriveCan contractor paid $2.5 million to work 10 hours per week. I'm gonna have a story on that. The problem again when those videos come out is they instantly get squashed. And a lot of people have said on the channel, hey, I don't like these clickbaity titles. I don't agree again with, I've heard people say, don't use the word bombshell anymore. Don't use caps. Don't use these. I agree with those things. And if those things annoy everybody, I'll clean that up. But I'm going to have to get crafty with titles in the future in order to get around these tricks that YouTube is pushing when it comes to shadow bans. So again, if anybody's watching the videos, in the future and sees those things, just know that this is not intentional. I'm not enjoying it. There's a game you got to play in order to get the content out there. Again, the best thing you guys can do anytime you see the content is watch it, run it in the background, even if you're not watching it, but give a like, give a comment, make sure you're subscribed. If you're not already, again, that helps the channel. Let's jump in. Mr. Sunshine was forever pushing bracelets on every video he made during the Freedom Convoy. Well, yeah, Mr. Sunshine was also living out of a van and trying to earn a living. I'm not gonna fault him for what he did. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about anybody who complains about people who do these things. I've heard people complain about guys who sell stickers on YouTube and stuff too. I sell books on Amazon. Nobody has to buy those things, right? Like people don't have to. Nobody's holding a gun to anybody's head and saying you must buy these. People are choosing to support that. People are choosing to buy things. that's a free market. And again, if Jasper or anybody, I'm just using Jasper as an example. If Jasper put bracelets out there and said, "Hey, everybody, buy these bracelets," and people said no, well, then he wouldn't make bracelets. It wouldn't it wouldn't move forward. But if people want them, that's their choice. So I don't see what the fault is in a guy trying to again figure out his living situation. Um, what do we got here? There's somebody's talking about doctors. Joe's chiming in. Three doctors who signed that need their tickets revoked. What are we talking about with the doctors here? Did I see Sophie Trudeau Trophy Soto? God, there goes my dyslexia. Sophie Trudeau singing. I didn't see. I've seen her singing in the past. I did see her humiliating Justin this week by saying you shouldn't settle for the minimum. I don't know if you guys have interest in seeing a video about that. Maybe I'll put out a video about that. So he's saying the dude has a house. Okay, yeah, he's made a very good career for himself on YouTube. I applaud him. He's turned again. He took something and made it out of nothing. I don't see the problem. It's no different than a guy who starts a home business and is successful. I again, maybe it's because I'm a content creator. I don't see the problem with it. I just anytime I hear people complaining about people making money on the internet, it seems to be more of a jealousy thing. I'm not saying that's what you're saying. I'm saying that people seem to get mad because they think that there's no work involved in working online. I'm going to tell you right now, folks, from my standpoint, when I make videos on YouTube, when I'm doing the content that I'm doing all week long, I'm working between book projects, between YouTube, between this mayoral run in Calgary. I'm pulling about 16-hour days. I've got less than 6 hours of sleep a night, and then I'm back up doing the same thing while raising a toddler at home while my wife is at her job. So it is not easy to work online. It is no different than any other company that you work for or any other home-based business. It's an enjoyable job. I'm not going to lie. It's fun to be able to sit here and entertain people. It's fun to be able to put out content and sometimes make people laugh, but also inform people. I never thought in a million years, I've said it before on stream, I never thought I'd be blessed enough to sit here and have 325 people jump into a room Friday night to hear what I have to say. And not only that, but buy my products that I've put out and tell me they enjoy them, tell me they're grateful for the work I do. I can't tell you how amazing it is throughout the week to read those amazing comments from people that say, I appreciate you. I appreciate everything you do. I'll tell you, it's definitely a confidence booster to hear that you're doing the right thing. And that's part of the reason I appreciate this community so much. Now, that's not to say that everybody who gets into YouTube does it for the right reasons. That's their business. Now, I see people asking about the pleb. I don't know what's happening with the pleb. So again, I'm not going to chime in on that. Now, a lot of people are saying he took money and took off. If he did, well, stop watching the content, I guess. If you don't like what he's doing, don't support the content. That's your choice. Much like when you go to a store and decide to buy one brand over another, or you decide to buy bracelets or not buy bracelets. It's your choice at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen. You're given the rights to choose. It is what it is. We all have choice. I've often said, in fact, I talked with Northern Perspective earlier in the week because somebody had gone from this chat to say that into their chat on Sunday to say, hey, Unacceptable Fringe is talking about you guys. When I had mentioned that people were asking me about them collecting emails, to which I said they have a right to run their channel however they want. And I'm not going to chime in on it because that's their business. They have a reason for it. I wish them the best. So again, to avoid drama, I'd reached out to Northern Perspective. I had a great chat with them, and again, cleared the air and said, look, I don't wish you guys any harm. I unfortunately, I don't watch the content because I have rules for watching other political content that I don't want to feel like I'm stealing. I've heard their show is great. I've heard that what they do is great, that they're very informative. I wish them luck with their interview with the MPs they're sitting down with this upcoming week. And again, I think they're doing great things on the platform. We're all on the same team, ladies and gentlemen. We're all in the same boat. We all cover politics because we want Justin Trudeau gone. We want people to be informed. We want people to know what's happening. I don't see the problem with banding together for a better future for everybody, and shouting the message across the country. And the more platforms you can get that out to, the better. That's the way I see it, at least. Again, I can't speak for other channels or their motives because I don't really communicate with them. I will say that I chat with Jasper from time to time. He's a wonderful person. He's been very supportive throughout the building of my YouTube channel. And I'm very grateful for that. It's kind of like having a spotter at the gym. You know, he's offered advice at times. He's offered his congratulations when things take off. He's happy to see other channels succeed. But in terms of YouTubers, he's about the only one that I really kind of, I guess, keep in touch with. I more keep in touch with folks like Tamara Leach, Tom Marazzo, Keith Wilson, like those guys. And even those guys from time to time, it's just a check-in. People seem to think that we all collaborate on the off screen. Doesn't happen that way. I'm very, very busy. Like I said, 16 hours a day. So I don't have the time for all that stuff. But I try to keep my nose clean on YouTube because I don't need to go pissing people off, and I don't need to go making enemies. When I see people have mentioned channels like Moose on the Loose, I hear he's a great channel as well. Again, wish him all the best. There's a new guy, I think he's called Clinton Jaws or something like that, former RCMP, and I know he gets a lot of heat for that. Again, people recommend these channels to me all the time. And I mean, I'm a big fan of the independent medias like Counter Signal, Rebel News, True North. Again, I catch up with Andrew Lawton from time to time, and he's a great guy. He's been nothing but helpful. We had a fake rivalry going on when his Convoy book launched at the same time. How the Prime Minister Stole Freedom was at #1. So we had this little banter going on between each other about whose book was better. I mean, it was all in good fun. Similar to like when you look at Andy Kaufman and Jerry Lawler. I mean, it was just a goof. And he's a really nice guy. I'm very grateful for the people that have entered my life since How the Prime Minister Stole Freedom took off. All the people I've met, Jordan Peterson, Pierre Poilievre, all of these politicians that are willing to come on this show and talk, but most importantly, this community. And that's the reason why I'm not going to sit here and talk smack about other channels. Out of all the reasons I would never do so is because it's not fair to you, the viewer, to feel like you have to pick and choose between channels. I think the more information you can get, the better. I think that, again, we're all on the same side. Master Snatch mentioning Celtic Canuck. Celtic Canuck, actually, I've kept in touch with from time to time. She helped get my mayoral campaign video put together. And again, she just came out of the blue and said, I'd like to help with this. Absolutely wonderful friend to talk to offline. And she's recently switched up her content from long form documentary style content to more what this channel does. And she does a fantastic job. Again, can't recommend Celtic Canuck enough. She's absolutely fantastic. Love everything she does, and wish her especially all the best. Not as much as, well, probably more than like Jasper, because, you know, Celtic and I get along better. It's just a little dig at Jasper. I'm kidding. I wish them all the best. I think we should get on to the chip. What do you guys say? We're approaching the 1 hour mark. I keep seeing the chip showing up in the comments. I haven't seen Funnable Friends in the chat yet, but Funnable Friends has told me if I pass through this, they're going to do $100. Let's take a look at this. I want to take a look at the back of this chip. Let's take a look at the back of this box. Does it have a Scoville rating? I don't see a Scoville rating. It shows a little. You guys can't really see it. It shows a little meter on the back with flames. Flames. You guys ever seen Clue with Christopher Lloyd from back in the day? I always think of Mrs. White going, flames, flames, shooting out of my head. There's little flames on the back for the heat level. I don't know what that means. It's kind of like the old medicine ads where it shows, you know, the empty face, like no design, just a blank face, little tube going down to the stomach with flames. Doctor would say, let me see if I got this right. You're getting a burning sensation? No, it's just flames. It doesn't have a Scoville rating. But if you guys can't tell, I'm stalling. I'm stalling because I don't want to get into it. Is Derek appearing fuzzy for anybody else? Is the stream getting fuzzy? I don't know. Eat it. Everybody's saying eat it. There's tape on the box. I'm getting the tape off. Just in case anybody thinks I'm lying. There's these two clear stickers on the back. Everyone's saying the audio's fine. Clue is an awesome movie. Yeah, I like Tim Curry. I'm a big fan of Tim Curry. He did a good job as the butler in that movie. Do you have some milk close by? No. No, I'm gonna do this the man way. A lot of people made memes out of the last time I did this because I inhaled as I was putting the chip in my mouth. I was unaware there was dust on the chip. So a lot of the dust got into my throat. I immediately had to shut the stream down. I almost had to go to the hospital because I couldn't stop coughing. It was the coating of dust, kind of like when you see people do the cinnamon challenge, and the cinnamon just sticks to the insides of people's throats. Have milk? I don't want to do milk. So of course we see here the Jolo chip. Hey, let's get this open. Now I do have a pair of tweezers here because I don't want to actually touch the chip. And we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait for the time of the live stream to get to an even port because I have to get to 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Hold on. Okay. I gotta be real careful. I don't want to touch the chip with my hands, just so I don't have to worry about touching my face after. So, holy crap. It's black. Here's the chip. It's holy shit. Oh, it's so bad. It smells so bad. It smells so bad. It's so, what is it? Will Ferrell says on Anchorman? Stings the nostrils. It's, now take the glasses off. No, I won't be able to. There's Funnable Friends. I won't be able to read the chat. I can't read without my glasses. I'm going to keep them on. Let me wait. We're at 102.36. We'll wait for 103 and then I'll take the chip at 103. Oh my God, don't do it. No, it's happening. It's happening, ladies and gentlemen. I will say right now, this is going to be the last time, whether I pass or fail. The last time I'm doing this challenge. I'm getting up there in age and I can't afford to do it more. But 3, 2, 1, here we go. Oh my God. It hit the side of my mouth going in. Oh my God. Oh, that's hot. It's over. It's it's over, says Xylo. Oh. Oh, that's hot. Oh, it's burning. Okay, so I have been going through hot ones, the last dab sauce. Excuse me. I'm sorry if those coughs are coming in loud. The bomb. I've been doing the bomb hot sauce off and on for the last few months to try and build up some tolerance. It's hitting really hard. It's hitting really hard right about here in the chest. It's just burning. Oh. Oh. What is it? What did Derek say? I love your content. But you're officially a dumbass. Oh. It's so bad. Oh, it's so bad. My eyes are watering. Oh. I'm starting to look like Justin Trudeau in that photo where people thought he was high on cocaine. Everybody's gonna miss me. Don't cry for me, Argentina. Come to my funeral. Make sure you subscribe to Funnable Friends. If you haven't, they'll have great content when I'm gone. I'm gonna take a drink. I doubt it's gonna do anything. I have Diet Pepsi. I don't have milk. Oh, that actually made it worse. Oh my God, that made it worse. It like enhances the burn. It's so bad. Oh, it's so bad. Face went red. It's yeah. You look and sound like you just got the people's elbow. I did. I got it straight in the stomach. Um, eat bread. People are saying have milk. I'm not taking the coward's way out here. I'm doing it so far. I can't feel my mouth anymore. I can't feel my mouth. Have more Pepsi? No, no, it burns. It burns. It's so bad. It's so bad. Ah, what the heck are you doing drinking pop? My throat is dry, man. Just uh flavor. Um, if Justin Trudeau was a flavor, that's the chip. Um, it's like hot, sick ass and a carcass mixed into a tortilla chip. Um, and it oh, it's burning my lips because it got on my lips going. It was such a large chip. Oh, Derek won't be able to eat solids again. Like the hat looks white now. Even laughing, it's like fire's coming out of my mouth. It's insane. Where are we at here? 106. We started at 103, so we got 2 minutes to go, roughly a minute and a half. I've seen people react way worse. I've been trying to build up my tolerance because I felt so bad about the way the last one went. I see liberal tears, no liberal tears here. Oh, oh my God. So the lady at the store said that this was the same as the last dab sauce. It is not even close. And I'm going to tell you one thing about the last dab. The last dab actually tastes good, believe it or not, even though it's very, very hot. Oh, oh, the last dab sauce is actually enjoyable. This was like eating, it tastes like shit. Like it literally has no redeeming taste to it. The chip tastes like cardboard. It's essentially torture. It's torture. Um, I'm not gonna lie. Um, when the stream's over, I'm gonna go get some ice cream because this is bad. This is bad. Tammy Robinson with 6.99 super chat. I don't know if $7 is gonna pay for my funeral, but that's okay. Oh my eyes. Oh, oh, it is like really burning. Oh, Mike says I ate 3 of them at the same time. Holy crap. That's hot. Where did Funnable Friends go? Look at this. We've passed the 5-minute mark. We're at 108.48. I've passed the 5-minute mark, and Funnable Friends is nowhere to be seen. That's okay. Oh, oh my God. I'll take it up with them later. Get ice cream now, vanilla. I need it stat. It tastes like burning. It tastes like I've had this sucker called the toe of Satan. I got it in the summer and it's very hot. This is slightly worse than the toe of Satan. Oh my good God. No, there's Funnable Friends. Good going. There you go. Okay. So I'm going to end the stream there, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody can say this was a fail. We made it past the 5-minute mark. And this is the last. I swear to God, it's the last. It's not happening again. So enjoy. I hope you guys had fun. I hope you have baby wipes for the exiting. We've got baby wipes because of my toddler son. He's gonna run out. Um, it's what is it? Johnny Cash says it's gonna be a ring of fire. And again, I appreciate everybody who jumped into the scream, the stream. Here's some cash for Haagen-Dazs fund. There you go. I'm going to need a lot of ice cream. It's in my stomach now and it really hurts. Oh, it is not good. Oh, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you to everybody who came out for the stream tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed my torture. Thank you so much for the 25,000 subs. Again, if you're watching this, yeah, please hit the like. Please hit the like. I need that at this point. If you're not subscribed, make this your reason to subscribe to the channel. Join us for better videos down the line where I'm not dying. And thank you to everybody again who's joined these amazing streams. I look forward to seeing you guys on the next ones. I won't have any content for tomorrow because, of course, I'm completely disabled at this point, but keep your eyes peeled for Sunday. I should have something then. And if not, definitely throughout the week, we'll have more videos here on the channel. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. And I'll catch you on the next one. Take care, everybody. I'll see you later. Have a great night.